Hi, I'm Scott Walter, president of Capital Research Center and author of the new book, Arabella. I'd like to encourage you to subscribe to Grassroots Truthcast wherever you get your podcasts. I know you'll find a lot of valuable material and learn exciting things.
Hi, my name is Mark McCleskey. I'm a national political consultant here at McShane LLC. We help candidates raise money and then invest it in a way that dramatically increases their chances of victory. That's why we work closely with our clients to develop tailored fundraising plans that cater to their specific needs and help them raise the necessary funds to win. Our team also assists with creating effective messaging and campaign strategies that can help you raise funds, develop effective messaging, and win elections. And we're the right team for you. Let's talk about how we can help you achieve your goals.
But we begin in Washington, D.C., where the Pentagon is now saying some National Guard units patrolling the city have now started carrying firearms. This as President Trump just continues his push to expand federalized law enforcement to other cities. So for more on this, let's bring in GOP political strategist and host of the Grassroots Truth podcast, Gene Valentino, and pollster for American Pulse Research and Polling, the host of the Political Trade Secrets podcast, Dustin Olson. Gentlemen, good morning. Thank you so much for waking up early with us. Gene, I really want to start with you first, Gene. I want to get your latest reaction to the developments in Trump's effort to rid big cities of crime. I mean, we look at the numbers in D.C. I believe they've gone 9 or 10 days without a murder, which is huge in D.C. Again, carjacking's down. Everything's down by double digits at this point. What are your initial thoughts?
Actions speak louder than words. You can object to Trump and his personality or his manner at times, but you cannot object to his success. And it's a shame that it had to come to this, because it's pure evidence that the woke Marxist influences that have become more socialized around the nation, Alex, were infecting many of the blue states and sanctuary city areas. And this is it's almost like if you get hit in the face, why are you surprised there's a bruise, right?
Exactly. And you make such a good point about action speaking louder than words. I think people will take, the mean tweets, if you're going to get safer streets. But so how about this? Maryland Governor Wes Moore now offering for Trump to come walk the streets of the city of Baltimore with him before deciding the city needs any intervention. Trump actually responding to that yesterday, saying in part, quote, "As president, I would much prefer that he clean up this crime disaster before I go there for a walk. If Wes Moore needs help, like Gavin Newsom did in L.A., I will send in the quote unquote troops." Dustin, Baltimore, 4th crime and murder rate out of all the cities in the entire country, larger than L.A., worse than New York City. What are your thoughts on him heading over to Baltimore?
Well, I don't blame President Trump wanting it to be safe before he shows up. But the truth is, a president showing up anywhere is going to be safer, you would hope, with the Secret Service and all the support that the president would have. So how could he actually see what it looks like? You can just, all the Democrat-run cities in this country really have become failed cities. I used to live on Capitol Hill. It was way too dangerous. Eventually, we decided to move because of that, and it hasn't gotten any better. We actually just released a new poll for New York City, and in that city, 85% of the people there believe that violence is a problem, that crime is a problem. So this is a problem in all sorts of cities across the country, and President Trump has proof of concept now in Washington, D.C., also with what they did in California earlier this year.
Yeah, Gene, I want to stay on this topic just for another second. Again, they're getting so much pushback from the Democrats here. Why? I think that's my biggest question. Why are they so upset with Trump trying to make the streets of America safer?
They realize the meltdown of the Democratic Party is in plain view now. They realize they're losing power. Democrats are desperate to secure their base any way, shape, or form. Marxism and socialism was what they were preaching, and it again proves to be a failure. We see in plain view the whole issue starting from the Biden administration, and the root cause to that issue is the gerrymandering that I hope you ask about, because that has been the real need to enforce new disciplines and penalties to elected officials who control the maps for voting. That sets up a balanced and fair region, which sets up legitimate thought patterns at the local elected levels. And this kind of stuff you're seeing wouldn't be happening, or would be happening less. And I believe this is the future of what we're going to have to address.
Yeah, and you know, you mentioned socialism, and it is a little terrifying to live in New York City and think that Mamdani could be elected to govern this city right here. Absolutely terrifying. But I have to get to this this other massive bombshell that was dropped on Friday. So it was breaking news early Friday morning. FBI agents raiding the home and professional office of former National Security Advisor John Bolton as part of a high-profile national security investigation that really focused on the handling of classified documents and national security, saying, in quote, the emailing of highly sensitive classified materials through a private server. Sounds a little familiar. But President Trump really reacted to the raid on Friday. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
I'm not a fan of John Bolton. He's a real sort of a lowlife. He doesn't talk. He's like a very quiet person, except on television. If he could say something bad about Trump, he'll always do that. He's not a smart guy, but he could be a very unpatriotic guy. I mean, we're going to find out. I know nothing about it.
Yeah, so Dustin, you heard there he said he knew nothing about it. This really came from a Maryland judge, not exactly Trump-friendly territory in Maryland. So I'm assuming they must have some kind of new information. What exactly are they looking for, Dustin? And just your thoughts on overall what you saw happening Friday.
As I understand, the predicate for this came from CIA Director John Ratcliffe, so it's information that came from the intelligence community. But this is something that seems like it's not really tied to much of anything else out there, other than back, I guess it's been 5 years ago when his book came out, they actually had a court case where they actually fought about whether or not he could release it. And the judge actually excoriated him and said that he was on thin ice with releasing this book because it could get him in trouble. And it looks like that is where we are. We don't know enough details yet, but it seems like it's a continuation of that he may have misused classified information.
Yeah, we definitely are going to have to see. But gentlemen, let's take a listen to how MSNBC actually covered this story on Friday.
Clearly, this is retribution. Clearly, this is using the FBI in a way that not only tarnishes the FBI, but it tarnishes our country. I mean, this is what they do in countries where they don't have rule of law. This is what happens when despots take over, like Putin.
Okay. You know, Jim Jordan said this was not political retribution. This was, quote unquote, accountability. Gene, was this retribution?
This was not retribution. They don't like the rules applying to them. And as a consequence, they're feeling the pain of their own double standard. We must prosecute these people, not because of retribution, but because we must uphold the tenets of our democracy and our constitutional republic. These people have gotten away figuratively with murder. It's wrong for them to have done the damage they've done to this nation over the last 4 years, the prior term of office, and to have caused damage on so many levels. It's this DEI culture alone is Marxism nonsense that must be removed from the selection process of not only our elected officials, but the actual voting areas that are being set up. This gerrymandering must be considered a criminal wrongdoing to stop this kind of bad behavior. This is an art the Democrats have of bad behavior, and it's absolutely wrong.
Yeah, I mean, no one's above the law. We all remember them raiding Barron Trump's personal belongings as well as Melania's personal items. Again, we will be following this extremely closely to see what they find. Gentlemen, I wish I had more time with you. I could talk to you all day, but we are all out of it. Gene Valentino and Dustin Olson. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on this morning.
Thanks,
Thank you. Great
Alex.
to be with you.
Hi, my name is Mark McCleskey. I'm a national political consultant here at McShane LLC. We help candidates raise money and then invest it in a way that dramatically increases their chances of victory. That's why we work closely with our clients to develop tailored fundraising plans that cater to their specific needs and help them raise the necessary funds to win. Our team also assists with creating effective messaging and campaign strategies that can help you raise funds, develop effective messaging, and win elections. And we're the right team for you. Let's talk about how we can help you achieve your goals.